This is me signing a contract for Arsenal, and this is me about to score my first goal. My whole life, I've dreamed of becoming a professional football player. At a young age, I was signed to an academy, but 2 years later, I was released. And after that, I gave up on my dream. But that all changed today. Arsenal, the club I have supported my whole life, offered me an opportunity I couldn't refuse. I signed a 24-hour contract, and in 10 days' time, I will make my debut at the Emirates Stadium, and I have to be ready. Every elite athlete has an elite coach behind them. If I wanted to be a pro, I had to train like a pro. So I hired MB7 Fitness to be my personal elite coach for the next 10 days. I arrived at the pitch and the journey was about to begin. For this first session, we were focusing on the main attributes for a winger, starting off with coordination and control.
3, 2, 1, go. Yes, left foot, good. Pushing it, better, much better, good, and again.
We then moved swiftly onto passing and receiving, and MB made sure to keep the intensity high from the start.
Perfect, it's good, man, keep going. Woo. I'm already kind of blowing.
The next drill was focused on quick reactions to the different scenarios that MB would call out.
Touch ball, touch ball, touch ball, good. Oh!
I was still getting used to the intensity, so I did lose my footing a couple times, but I made sure to finish strong.
Up you get. There you go.
As a very skillful player, this next drill was designed to get as many touches on the ball as possible. MB called out different skill combinations and I had to do them as fast as possible. This is one of my best attributes, so I excelled at this drill.
Woo, feeling good.
The last drill of the day was shooting.
The most elite wingers in the world, they'll be able to get 5 out of 5. So I've got to try and get as close to that as I possibly can. All right, Jay, final drill, let's go.
This is a great drill to replicate a match situation, having to beat 1 or 2 defenders and getting a shot away on target as quickly as you can.
Be your man. Nice, in, out. Better, quality.
For my next 2 attempts, I decided to slow down my approach to the defenders so I could focus on the technique of the shot. And both shots found the bottom corner. But for this last attempt, I wanted to produce something special.
Drive him, nice and quick, nice and quick. Good, finish. Quality! That's what I'm talking about! Come on! Let's go! Yes! Top bins!
The next morning, I woke up bright and early to meet MB7 at the gym. Today, we were working on muscular endurance, plyometrics, and core functionality. And for someone who doesn't go to the gym, this all sounded like too much.
Okay, stick that landing. Nice, now 10 reps of that, bro. 10 reps? 10 reps, let's go, bro.
MB made me do multiple reps to help increase my muscular endurance.
Good, man. Now straight into box jumps. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Next, we did box jumps to work on my explosiveness. The best wingers in the world are extremely explosive over a few yards, and that's what makes them so dangerous.
That's the box jumps done. I think I did one more, bro.
Nope. 3 boxes were literally the same height as me, but I decided to give it a go anyway.
Let's go. Yeah, no. Listen, I'm happy with 2. Let's get on to the next exercise.
After some barbell squat jumps and some trap bar jumps, it was time to work the core. And this is where I started to struggle.
Good. You're training like a professional footballer, harder than you expected.
Bro, way harder. Like, look at the sweat, bro. The way I'm sweating today, I've never sweat. Up you get, bro. One more. Let's go. Come on, up you get. Let's go. Last exercise of the core. Down you get. Let's go. You said you wanted this. You want to be a professional footballer, so you got to train like one. Come on, push through this. That's it.
At this point, my body felt like quitting.
One more, you got this. Never give up.
But after some encouragement from Coach MB, I fought through the pain.
Love it.
I was completely out of energy before the last exercise. I had to do 10 sprints on the skill mill at max speed. This was the hardest exercise yet.
Max speed. Good.
With only 20-second breaks in between, each sprint got harder and harder. By the 4th, I could barely feel my legs, but I had to keep pushing.
Come on, you got.
And when I finally got to the last one, I gave it my all.
Bro.
Finally, the hardest gym session of my whole life was over.
That's what you call an elite trainer. Pushed me through it the whole time. Thank you so much, bro. No worries, man.
And now I had a rest day. Well, that's what I thought.
Navel has dragged me out here on my rest day. He told me to meet him at the track, and I don't know anything else that we're doing. Bro, what is this? Get ready, we're doing sprints. I'm fuming, I'm fuming.
Let's get this over and done with. 3, 2, 1.
Jay, what was that? if you can be a pro running that slow. Bro, look at this heat you got me running in.
I then challenged MB to a race which he accepted. And the deal was, if I beat him, I get to go home. All I had to do was win one race. How hard could that really be?
Go.
NB beat me over and over again. I couldn't believe how fast he was. My legs were still very stiff from yesterday, but his acceleration was a different level. Then on the 7th race, I made sure I was fully focused. I needed to start well and run as hard as I could. After 7 races, I finally beat NB. Now I could rest. For real this time. On day 4, I woke up to my muscles feeling very tight. So I did a few stretches to loosen them a bit and combined that with some light bodyweight exercise to make sure I was still active even on a rest day. I then went for a walk to get my legs moving, came home and got some well-deserved relaxation. On day 5, I went down to a local pitch to practice dribbling and 1v1s with some friends. But that turned out to be my biggest mistake. It all started so well. My legs had recovered and I was feeling so sharp. Twisting and turning, my friend couldn't get near to me. I was feeling very confident and I started trying the craziest skills. But as the session went on, things got more and more intense. It got to last goal wins and both of us wanted to win. Things started getting more and more physical and then this happened.
Oh, bro, I'm so sorry. Yo, you okay? Oi! Ankle. Bro, I'm so sorry. Oh, man.
As I skipped past Zane, he caught my ankle late. My ankle was still recovering from a previous injury, but this has set it back to square one. With 5 days left before the match, everything could be ruined. The next day, I went to see a specialist about my ankle, and it wasn't good news.
So how long do you think the rehab would be? So we're looking about 3 to 4 weeks.
Full recovery would take up to 4 weeks, but I didn't have 4 weeks. So I tried everything to speed up the recovery. No matter what, I had to be ready for the biggest match of my life. And after everything, my ankle did start feeling a bit better, but it still wasn't 100%. The next morning, even though I was told to rest, I needed to test out my ankle. So I went to a nearby pitch to see how it felt. At the start of the session, maybe it was just the adrenaline, but I was feeling better moving around and getting touches on the ball. I felt as good as normal whilst doing kick-ups. Then I decided to try some dribbling, and this was more difficult. Even though there wasn't any pain, I did feel very cautious whilst dribbling. And as a winger, this was very frustrating. I then decided to take a few shots, and again, the first few were feeling okay. But after taking consecutive shots, the pain started coming back again and I was unable to continue. And for the first time, I realized that I might not be recovered in time to play at the Emirates.
Jay, how's the ankle?
It's not 100%. The touches felt alright at the start, but after the 5th shot, I started to feel it again. I think it needs just a bit more rest, but I don't know if I'm going to be ready for the match.
What's going on, bro?
But I need you to train me today, man.
The physio said 3 to 4 weeks, man.
I don't have 3 to 4 weeks. The match is in 2 days. Trying to convince MB to train me was difficult. He's a professional and he knows I need rest. But both of us know some things are just more important.
I know how much this means to you, so I'll train you. But any sign of an injury, you'll not be playing.
Deal. After convincing MB to come and train me, I arrived at the pitch for what would be the final session before the big match. I went to the physio and stretched for hours the night before, so I was feeling pretty light on my feet, but I was still so nervous about my ankle. MB had set up a crossing drill specific for wingers. Being so close to match day now, we had to focus on the most important aspects of my game. My first 2 crosses were solid, but my 3rd one I completely messed up, which was frustrating.
Good enough, Jay, come on! Jelani, keep your head up.
I made sure to focus on the last cross and try and hit the mannequin, and that's exactly what I did. My ankle was feeling fine, but I was still very cautious. MB kept checking on me throughout the session to make sure I could continue.
I'm gonna pass it into you, I want you to shift it left or right, and I want targets, at least 4 out of 5.
In this drill, I was feeling very sharp and playing with a point to prove to myself. And after scoring my first shot and hitting the bar with my second, I was growing in confidence.
Beat me, good. That's it, targets. Fantastic.
And it didn't matter. Right foot or left foot, every shot found the back of the net. And I'd saved the best till last.
Shift, finish that. Come on, let's go. Quality. That's what I want to see. Jay, you've really impressed me today. This is your last drill before you go to the Emirates. Show me that you're ready.
The very last drill of the session was free kicks. Scoring a free kick at the Emirates would definitely impress Arsenal.
Targets. Oh.
After 4 attempts, I'd scored 0 goals. For the first time this session, I wasn't feeling confident.
Listen to me. Picture yourself at the Emirates. Put the ball down. Compose yourself. Now make your dreams come true. That's what I'm talking about! Yeah! I'm ready! You are ready! I'm ready! You are ready! Let's go!
It's finally match day. When I arrived at the Emirates, I headed straight to the press conference room where I saw my Arsenal shirt for the very first time. We took some pictures and all that was left now was to sign the contract. And it is official. Your boy J-Tex has signed for Arsenal. As you guys can see, we are in the Arsenal changing room, and behind me, I've got J-Tex number 11. Look at that shirt, look how nice it looks. But will this shirt be mine by the end of today? I've got one match to prove myself to Arsenal. Ah, no way. Oh my gosh, Emirates Stadium, listen, since I was a child, I wish to be able to play on it. And now we're going. Don't you think this is not just crazy? I was on the pitch that my heroes had played on for all these years. And today, it was my turn to leave my mark. I've worked so hard for the last 10 days, all for this moment. And I was ready. In the first minute of the match, I managed to get my first touch and first dribble at the Emirates. And I felt rapid. I think my teammates agreed, because straight after that, I got a ball sent to me on the left wing, and I absolutely burnt past these 2 defenders. They couldn't keep up with my pace. I cut it back, and could this be my first assist at the Emirates? And the keeper has saved my teammate's shot. I was feeling so confident. I even tried a shot from 30 yards out that just went over. But then, the moment I'd waited for my whole life, I'm through on goal at the Emirates. Amazing control. I volleyed it and the keeper saved it, but my brother runs in and scores a header at the Emirates Stadium, and this was such a special moment for us to share together. Yet again, I was played a long ball over the top onto the left wing, and I've stood up my defender, ball roll stop, and I've scooped at him through his legs. Absolutely amazing skill. I've cut back for my teammate. He's had a shot and the keeper has tipped it over the bar. But let's have another look at this. My first nutmeg at the Emirates Stadium. Of course it had to be a scoop turn. But then, in the 20th minute, the moment I've always dreamed about came true. My teammate squared the ball to me in the box. I ran onto it and side-footed it into the top corner. I have scored at the Emirates Stadium. I have scored for Arsenal. This was one of the best feelings I've ever felt in my whole life. The definition of a dream come true. After I scored, I had unlocked a new level of confidence. I was taking on 1, 2, 3 defenders at a time. It felt like nobody on the pitch could tackle me. But at this point in the game, Bayern Munich were getting back into it. They had 2 chances that could have easily gone in. Then after great work from my right back, he slipped me in. I took it past the keeper and I was about to score my second goal at the Emirates, but I just slipped and the defender managed to recover and kick the ball away. I couldn't believe my luck. As soon as I got up, my team were back on the counter-attack. My winger, he's had a look up. He's seen me. Can I score my second goal at the Emirates? And yes, I can. That is 2 goals for Arsenal with the front handspring acrobatic celebration. Straight after missing a big chance, my winger has found me in the box and I've done a nice controlled finish into the back of the net to make it 3-0 to Arsenal. But Bayern quickly responded and their striker put it into the bottom left corner straight from kickoff to make it 3-1. With seconds left in the half, we pressed high and won the ball back, and I had the greatest chance to score my hat-trick at the Emirates. I flicked the ball up and I've gone for the bicycle kick, and the keeper has just saved it so easy. That was the end of the first half with my team Arsenal leading 3-1 at the break.
First half of the Emirates complete. So far, let me know in the comments, do you think I've done enough to earn my contract? Your boy J-Tex scored 2 goals at the Emirates, but I've got 45 minutes to earn my contract. It's now or never.
The second half was officially underway and I was straight back into the action. After being passed the ball on the left wing, I cut in and reversed the pass to my teammate who was through on goal.
One more. Oh, yes! There you go.
After we scored that goal, Team Arsenal were completely dominating. We were all on the same wavelength and we nearly scored some beautiful team goals.
That's the ball. Oh, look at the football.
At this point in the match, the ground was quite dry and difficult to dribble on, but I was feeling more and more comfortable on the ball. I even had a long shot that just went wide of the post. After a short kick from their keeper, I intercepted it and won the ball off the oncoming attacker. I couldn't see any options around, so I chopped past this defender and stumbled to the ground. Now, everybody wanted to know if I dived. Well, here's the truth.
I had to dive for that one.
I was about to take a free kick at the Emirates. After all of my practicing, I had to produce.
Oh man.
After that terrible free kick, I was determined to make it up to my team. So when my brother played the ball through to me, I took a left foot shot, it dragged wide, and my teammate converted it at the back post to make it 4-1, and that is my second assist of the match. With about 20 minutes left, Bayern Munich started getting back into the game. They won a penalty and it was calmly converted, but then the tie completely switched on its head. They scored 2 goals in 2 minutes, and the score was now 5-4. Arsenal still had the 1-goal advantage, but I knew we needed another goal. This cushion wasn't enough. I attempted a long shot from far and the keeper saved it, but then disaster truly struck. Bayern Munich went through on goal and it was a lovely near post finish that equalised the game. We were now into the dying seconds of this match and I knew it was up to me to win my team the game. I ran at the defender, it got stuck under my feet, but Cruyff turned away from the other. I've seen my brother in the box completely free. He's took a touch, he's volleyed it, can he win it? And it's just gone over the bar.
End of the match. I now have the chance to get a hat-trick on the penalty shootout.
The final score was 5-5 and the game went to penalties. Both Arsenal and Bayern Munich had very strong penalty takers and every kick was being scored. After they made it 4-3, my brother needed to convert to make it 4-4 and he did. But just when it seemed like nobody could miss, the Bayern striker tried to Panenka the keeper and it was saved, and that meant I had the chance to win it at the Emirates with the final kick. This was a moment I could only dream of as a kid, so it was time to make that dream come true.
Every single time. Come on!
I smashed the ball into the corner to win the game for my team Arsenal. I scored my hat-trick and completed the dream debut.
That is the end of one of the most amazing football experiences of my whole life. 3 goals, 2 assists for my team Arsenal. Hopefully I get that contract and you'll see me playing there next season. But until then, J-Tex will be back. One of the best days of my life.